everyone, my name is Faith, but you may call me Unmei. You guys asked for it, so I'm gonna deliver. And just in time for Spoopy Season 2. Alright, so you guys voted in the poll that I made, saying that you want the Mothman and the Loch Ness Monster. So we're gonna start out with the Mothman first. I'm using this reference of Bakugo because, well, just look at him. You know we always have to start out with a circle for the head and simple shapes for the body. Alright, it's time to tackle the face now. We gotta draw in those sultry eyes, and of course give him fangs because my obsession never stops. And make him ripped as a gym bro. We gotta give him some moth wings because he's the Mothman, so he's gonna have moth wings. Duh. This is probably a good time to tell you about the lore of the actual Mothman. The alleged sightings of the Mothman appeared around 1966 and 1967. The collapsing of the Silver Bridge in West Virginia was attributed to the shadowy figure spotted in the sky numerous times, aptly named the Mothman. So the city folk were like, hey, people died. I think it's his fault. That must be the biggest, whoa, it's just a prank bro moment I've ever seen. Okay, so we give him a little antenna, and what's the plural of antenna? These little fuzzy things on his head. Speaking of fuzzy things, let's give him a little fur collar. And let's give him a cape because he kind of resembles a supervillain. It's time to put some hair on that shiny noggin. We're gonna go with something kind of wavy, but not too wavy. Think Muzan from Demon Slayer. Alright, I'm redoing these stupid antennae because they just didn't look right to me. I also found a really cool reference on the side. If you know the artist, please tell me in the comments. Okay, I'm doing this thing lately where I block out the silhouette with a nice solid color, and then I just airbrush over it to convey the light source that I want. It really helps me out later on in the process when I'm indecisive about the light source. Alright, it's time to start lining. Let's get those scrumptious waves in there. These hair strands are kind of giving ramen noodles. Now I'm hungry. I'm giving the antenna thingies a feathery texture because I don't know how else to draw antennas. Antennae? Just Christ. Anyway, let's add some chains because he's edgy like that. Now we can move on to colors. We're going with a mostly black and red palette because I feel like it fits the character. Right now he's looking pale as mayonnaise, but I'm gonna make him a little bit darker later. I also gave him long nails because yes. Remember my art babies, don't paint the sclera pure white, paint it a darker color because it looks better. Let's make his nails blood red. I also drew a little moth pendant to keep the cape closed. Let's start shading him in. Color in the earrings. That red is gonna reflect on the metal there. Bright colors tend to reflect on fabric, so remember that. Time to shade in the wings. I'm just using the lasso tool for most of the shading and a texture brush paired with it. I know these wings are starting to look kind of furry, but I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm doing in life. I'm gonna add these little spiral things, kind of like in the reference that I used earlier. And because moths have these little lines on their wings, I'm gonna put that on there too. Put a little white on the wing tips for some contrast. Now we're finally gonna shade in the skin so we won't look like mayonnaise anymore. Clearly he does lots of crunches after he kills people each day. If you're wondering what the brush is that I'm using, it's called Spectra and it's free in Procreate for anybody to use. So using the combination of the lasso tool and the Spectra brush, that's how I usually render things. Unless I feel like using the airbrush for a softer look that day. Okay, let's shade in this noodle hair with the lasso tool. Let's give him a nice highlight across the head, and then we erase away at it so it looks more natural. Put some highlights on the belt because that do be catching light. I don't know why I decided to put a random belt around his stomach. I think random belt equals sexy in my mind. Okay, we're almost done with the drawing, so let me take a moment to shamelessly plug myself. I actually have a Patreon available right now, where I post monthly tutorials, high-res files of my art, full painting processes, and so much more. And if you join now as a free member, you have access to our Discord server. Anyway, back to the drawing. Let's shade in this neck floof. Juicify that bicep, highlight that eye. Yeah, I gave him another pair of eyes because it looks bug-like. Gotta highlight those chains, they are metal after all. And the rings. And it's a sin to forget the highlight on the nose, so we gotta put it on there real quick. So once we add a background, ambient light, and shadow, we're gonna be done. Mothman does whatever a Mothman does. Here he is in all his mothy glory. What do you guys think? Did we mog him or magnify his manliness? You let me know in the comments. Alrighty, on to urban legend number 2, the Loch Ness Monster. And before I forget to tell you the lore, let me tell it to you right now. In the Scottish Highlands, there's a lake called the Loch Ness, which according to rumors is the home of an ancient beast, known as the Loch Ness Monster. It isn't said to be particularly dangerous, but it is scary nonetheless. So in my version, I want her to be looking up kind of in pain or in sadness, or maybe she's just lonely. I don't know, it's probably lonely out there, bro. We need to get this girl into a Lake Monsters Anonymous program. Stat. Let's convey that emotion with the eyebrows. I also gave her an unusually long neck because the Loch Ness Monster does have a very long neck. Obviously her hair is going to be wet because she's in a lake. Hair gets a little wavy when it's wet, and it also tends to stick to your face. So I'm just going to convey that here. You can't be the Loch Ness Monster without a long serpenty tail. Let's make her ear a little fin-like. I'm going to add some rain to add to the somber atmosphere. The rain is hitting against her hair, so I'm going to put little drops up there. Time to line those long lashes. Remember that the lashes do not go straight up, they always curve outwards from the lash line. Yes, I'm giving her fangs too, shut up. Let's line them booba. And the wet hair. Let's add these nondescript spine thingies. Some more fabulous scales. Alright, the lines are lining so far. Making the background gray will help you see the values a bit better. The Loch Ness monster is usually depicted with a blue or greenish kind of skin, but I didn't want her to be confused with a Selkie, so I made her skin green. Since she's a green girly, let's give her green hair. I know there's so much green to the point where it looks like it's St. Patrick's Day, but don't worry, I'm gonna add in other colors later. Anyways, more green. Let's make her scales nice and shiny. Oil up them span thingies. Adding in those green blushies. Using that Spectra brush again. It's just a Spectra kind of day, you know? Purple complements green, so I'm gonna put that in the shadows. And even more purple. I'm gonna add a just regular water around her. That's why she's naked. It's not because I'm drawing NSFW now, okay, you freaks? Get your minds out of the gutter. You know what time it is. Putting those highlights on the hair time. So this is gonna take a little bit. Let me give you a break from my shrill voice. Okay, it's time to add the water. Let's make it a little more opaque so I don't have to keep censoring the dang thing. And remember, the easiest way to draw water is just to put little shinies everywhere. It makes it so much simpler. Let's make it a little bit more see-through because it is water after all, not a Snuggie. Although a water Snuggie does sound pretty dope. Now I want to draw her with a water Snuggie so she doesn't feel so alone. Maybe these happy little trees in the background could be a friend. Okay, screw drawing the trees in the background. I'm just gonna use a tree stamp. Because work smarter, not harder. Am I right or am I right? Let's make the rain go diagonally instead of straight down. That way it's a little more pleasing and aesthetic. Are those drippy drips because she's thirsty? But really, how could she be thirsty when she lives in an entire body of water all the time? Maybe she drinks the blood of her victims. Oh wait, she's not supposed to be malicious. I don't freaking know. Anyway, if you douse your character in shadow, it's going to look a little more menacing. And that's just what we want. So to add a little bit of oomph to the piece, I'm going to put a little sunlight catching on her head right there. Once I add a few more finishing touches, this piece is finally gonna be done.
Her name is Nessie, under the sea.
Here she is. Because I'm a sadist, I decided to make it even more sad and put a hook in her. So what are your guys' thoughts? Did we drown this legend or give her the fountain of youth? You let me know in the comments. And also let me know which of the two drawings is your favorite. That's all for today. I'll see you next time and happy Halloween. Bye bye. Boo! Did I scare you?